给我瞄准了打。
KO。中国19岁功夫少女实力惊人，杀入世界擂台上，仅用2肘就将美国排名第3的实力女拳王下巴打碎，当场躺尸擂台。打完比赛，甚至当着全体老外面前跳舞庆祝，这副样子仿佛就告诉老外们，中国人才是世界最强民族。此人就是打拳界最会跳舞界最会打拳的19岁功夫少女王小花。王小花自幼学习传统武术，职业初期就奔赴泰国拳坛钻研泰拳武术。刚刚进入综合格斗的王小花就展现出了自己极强的战斗力，甚至在世界擂台拿下13战13胜13次 KO 的恐怖战绩，所以人们才会对她竖起大拇指表示赞叹。当然，王小花也没有令中国拳迷粉丝失望。王小花越战越勇，连战连捷，无论是外国精兵强将还是世界冠军，都在她面前撑不过3回合。尤其是她总喜欢在上台或者结束比赛来一段劲爆的火辣舞蹈，老外们尽管不服气，也得承认她就是名副其实的功夫少女。不过，王小花今天却遭遇了职业生涯最强大的敌人，她就是来自美国的格斗冠军瓦尼亚。瓦尼亚早就听闻了王小花大名，只是因为国内家庭原因，却迟迟没有与王小花相遇。时隔多年，王小花的名气越来越大，瓦尼亚自然坐不住。今天无论如何都要与19岁功夫少女来一场女人之间的巅峰对决。好了，废话不多说，为了让更多中国人看到王小花的精彩表现，麻烦各位帅哥美女长按3秒点赞。小编祝各位早日赚到100万。第一回合开始，黑白短裤就是中国选手王小花，黑色短裤就是美国选手瓦尼亚。比赛才刚刚开始，瓦尼亚就频繁进攻王小花内围，试图要将王小花压制在擂台边缘，使其无法动弹。从这里就看得出，瓦尼亚这位美国冠军丝毫就没有把王小花放在眼里。好在王小花个人的比赛经验较丰富，才没有让瓦尼亚的阴谋得逞。如此来看，王小花今天不拿出点狠招，很难在擂台上保全自身。
Rachawan with this early takedown attempt.
Good takedown defense by Stamp right there. She's already started to make her frame here on the clinch, but you can see Jian's strong in the clinch here, pushing Stamp against the cage like this.
Staggered the back against the cage, trying to escape, throwing knees to the body of Jihan.
Yeah, I like Jihan keeping that pressure, keeping things nice and tight so Stamp can't utilize the clinch and start throwing those elbows. She's really good at that, especially with the redirections inside the clinch to create the space, and then she'll find time to throw those elbows. So
瓦尼亚深知王小花比较擅长站立拼拳，所以才会在比赛刚开始利用缠抱动作来将王小花拖入到地面缠斗。然而王小花这时候只能运用蛮力来跟瓦尼亚对峙，这个时候的王小花处境相当危险，一旦进入到地面，很有可能会被瓦尼亚层出不穷的柔术所技降服送走。同时，中国观众们不由得为王小花捏了一把汗。王小花究竟能否化险为夷？让我们接着观看比赛。
For this match, Jihan did a lot of grappling. You can tell by her ears that she has been putting time in on the mats, Rich.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, though, I like what Stamp's doing here, framing. Jihan initially was really working, in this clinch, and able to use her head to maintain position. But here, Stamp was able to push her head away, and that's how Jihan ended up losing this takedown on the way down, trying to commit to that. Stamp ends up on the mountain here.
Top position here for Stamp. 2 minutes into this opening round, Jihan tried to escape.
Yeah, Jihan's got to scramble. Good job to create space with the hips, get back into half guard. She's got the underhook on the right side.
果然，当双方选手进入到地面的一刹那，瓦尼亚就如同鱼儿进入到水里那样灵活多变，不仅挪动身体保护自身安全，还将手臂试图伸进王小花的脖子上寻找裸脚把位。尽管如此，王小花自身力量要比瓦尼亚强上不少，这才能够在擂台上化险为夷，挣脱瓦尼亚一次又一次的束缚。当然，瓦尼亚可不想放弃任何降服 KO 的机会，如同狗皮膏药那样死死黏住王小花不松手。
Utilizing those knees and those short-range elbows. But Jihan's being relentless on this takedown attempt. Has her hands locked. Stamp could go for a ride right here. Man, the balance of Stamp is tremendous. But Jihan's able to muscle her down to the ground. Let's see if Jihan can work her way into a more dominant position.
We knew this would be the game from Jihan. Try to take this thing to the canvas.
Stamp looking for that switch there.
Stamp's got good defensive wrestling. The way she's keeping her back up against the wall, so she's not going to go flat under her back, so she can work her way back up. Jihan needs to turn her off of the cage and try to get her back onto the floor. Stamp needs to keep her back there so she can work her way back up. She has to try to pull one.
此时此刻，瓦尼亚只有一个目标，那就是将王小花困在地面，使其无法站立行走。因为王小花擅长散打泰拳，拥有极高的站立天赋，而综合格斗从来没有限制双方选手如何取胜，就算背负骂名，瓦尼亚也是以100%获胜的可能性发展的。 所以只有在地面缠斗上，瓦尼亚才能与王小花有抗衡的机会。当然，王小花因为被束缚，也不敢做出太激烈的抗争，生怕一个防守失误成为了瓦尼亚待宰的羔羊。
You know, that was a stand-up that was like 90 seconds in the making the whole way through.
And she comes out with a heavy right followed by a stiff jab inside the final 10 seconds. Fairtex gets to her feet and starts swinging to close round one.
Say this, that was a high-energy round from Jihin, and that last shot, needless to say,
比赛来到第二回合，可能是王小花无法忍受瓦尼亚的频繁抱摔，随即王小花一记肘击精准命中瓦尼亚的下巴，瓦尼亚因此陷入到了短暂昏迷的危险处境。当王小花看到对手倒地的同时，连续补上重拳肘击，很快昏迷的瓦尼亚就因为疼痛而彻底清醒了过来。虽说王小花刚刚的连续砸击为自己争取了很多比赛点数，但是清醒过来的瓦尼亚依旧有很高的战斗力，千万不能因为获得比分优势而轻视对手。
Big shot by the number one contender as she's got Jihin Ratsuwan on her back, dropping elbows.
Absolutely hammering away at Jihin, trying to survive here with 4:14 left in the third round.
Big elbows coming from Stamp. Jihin's trying to keep her close. She's got double underhooks pulling her in, just trying to regain her senses. She knows that she's not supposed to just keep her back flat on the mat, and she's supposed to angle off and get her side onto the mat and get a little bit of movement going on.
这时候的瓦尼亚早已被打得口吐鲜血，甚至只能在擂台上搂抱王小花，拖延比赛时间。毕竟头部吃到多次重击，不仅仅会导致大脑短路、视线模糊，还会让自身体力下降更为严重。王小花也不想老老实实趴在地上一动不动，还在奋力挣扎，想要挣脱束缚。一旦王小花从地面起身，那瓦尼亚将会迎来职业生涯最狼狈的挨揍场面。
That just eliminates the posturing ability of Stamp, but Stamp still finds a way to create a little bit of space and then start dropping the elbows.
You see the damage to the mouth. 3 big elbows to the face. Ratsuwan.
Yep, there she goes. She's trying to throw it up. There's the armbar attempt. Oh, it's tight.
Here
Stamp
comes
to fight out of it.
Stamp in some trouble now. The tides have turned.
Oh, she's out. But Jihin's on top. What a scramble by Stamp.
比赛来到倒计时阶段，瓦尼亚本以为一直打地面会让王小花破防丧失战斗力，结果王小花撑过了瓦尼亚一轮又一轮地面柔术所技。好在比赛时间已经马上结束，王小花只用首回合所拿到的比分优势足以捍卫比赛胜利。瓦尼亚想要加强攻势的压制王小花，却再也没有足够的体力储备。同时，瓦尼亚还要小心提防王小花反扑将其 KO。
Stamp able to recover guard, get back into full guard, and stop that possible guard pass coming from Jihin Ratsuwan. Very tough. Jihin's not done yet.
10 seconds. Final 5 seconds of this very entertaining fight. Women's MMA on her back, Stamp, and that's it. Stamp Fairtex.
最后公布比赛结果，王小花实至名归，赢下了比赛最终胜利。大家认为王小花本场比赛表现如何呢？欢迎在评论区留言讨论，我们下期再见。